guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be talking about the top 15 best designer handbags that I personally think are worth the investment. Throughout this video, I'll be inserting pictures of every bag that I talk about. If I happen to have the bag myself, then I'll obviously be showing you the real thing. And then down below in the description box, I'll be linking brand new versions and pre-loved versions of every single bag. So be sure to check that out because I do spend a lot of time linking and finding the best deals for you guys. As I go along in this video, I'm going to be starting off with the very obvious ones, the ones that everybody always talks about, and then as I go along, I'll be showcasing some ones you may or may not expect. One thing I do want to point out as I go along this entire video, obviously, if you try to sell a bag in terrible condition, that will contribute to the price that you're going to get. I'm sure many of you know that already, but I just wanted to kind of put that out there. Regardless though, I really hope you enjoy this video. If you are a handbag lover like myself, then I would love to have you back if you're not already subscribed. I do make lots of videos on fashion and style, and I like to incorporate high-end with low-end, so if that's your cup of tea, then again, I would love to have you back. Alrighty, so I'm gonna start off with the very first handbag, and this is the cream of the crop. This is the most elite bag in all of the world, and you guys can probably guess what it is. And what it is the Hermes Birkin. This bag was inspired by Jane Birkin, who is a French style icon. But regarding the investment of the handbag, there have been many studies done proving that this particular handbag is actually a better investment than gold, sometimes even housing, and it's way less risky than stocks. The value of a Birkin increases by at least 14% every single year. Now, the retail price of this bag, brand new, and this is the kicker, this is where it gets crazy. The retail price is between $12,000 all the way up to $150,000, depending on the leathers, how exotic it is, etc. And then resale prices can be upwards of $250,000. Now, obviously not every single bag is going to resell for that, but in June 2017 in Hong Kong, an Hermes Birkin did resell for $379,261, and that was at an auction, so it did become the world's most expensive handbag. Now, the reason the resale value and the demand and the value of the bag just continually rises is because of the way Hermes produces the bag. They keep it under lock and key. You can't just go into a store like an Hermes store and just get a Birkin. Like, that's just not how it works. There used to be a list that was about 6 years long to get the bag. They actually did away with that list now, I believe, and basically you just kind of have to know somebody, you just have to get lucky. There's so many stories out there of people trying to get that bag, so they really limit the production of that bag, which makes the resale value just skyrocket. Number 2 is the Hermes Kelly. So we're staying with this fashion house because this is the second most popular bag for that designer. It was first introduced in 1935. It was renamed in 1956 after the American-born actress Grace Kelly because apparently she did carry it everywhere. It has quickly become another style icon in the fashion and handbag industry, and very similar to the Birkin, there is only one craftsman who spends between 18 and 24 hours actually making the bag by hand. So there's nobody else that touches the bag. One person makes the bag from start to finish, which again just contributes to the overall quality and just amazing craftsmanship of the bag. Brand new, it usually retails between $8,000 and $13,000. It can go way higher than that depending on the leathers and the sizing and everything. But the reason it is such a good investment is because the resale is usually at least twice that amount. So again, even though the initial price is crazy high, it can in fact be a really good investment. Number 3 is the Chanel flap. So there have been so many evolutions and different configurations of the Chanel flap. So it started off with Coco Chanel introducing the first one in 1955. Karl Lagerfeld actually redesigned the classic Chanel flap that many people love today, and that was introduced in 1983. And then there was the Chanel reissue, which is kind of a reflection on the original flap. So basically for this category, I am just including the Chanel flap in all its glory. No matter what Chanel flap you buy, it is an amazing investment. As a general rule, I would say the more neutral or classic colors like nude and black, they have the best resale value, whereas the bright, more fun colors, they usually don't sell as well, but regardless, there's very little risk in investing in a Chanel flap bag. So when it first hit shelves in 1955, I believe the handbag cost around $220. By 1990, it was well over $1,100. And now, as of May 2018, the price of a Chanel flap, a Chanel jumbo, which is the classic size that most people do really like. I mean, people like it larger, people like it smaller, but average, I would say the jumbo is the most popular, and it retails for $5,900. So with taxes, that's well over $6,000. So it started off at $200 all the way now up to almost $6,000. That is an amazing return on investment. This is my Chanel jumbo. It's in black caviar. I purchased it for $4,000, so I've already made a very strong profit. Number 4 is the Chanel boy bag. Now this is a beautiful bag that is very practical. It has a design mix between masculine and feminine. So it was released in 2011, and the medium size started at $2,500. And now in May of 2018, it now retails for $5,200. So that is a huge jump in the price tag, and people are so willing to pay it. It retains at least a 90% resale value. So what that means is not only is it an amazing bag, but it's an amazing investment if you love the bag and take good care of it. Number 5 is the Louis Vuitton Speedy. In 1965, Audrey Hepburn actually requested of Louis Vuitton to design a handbag that kind of mimicked the Louis Vuitton Keepall, which was the duffel bag that Louis Vuitton is very, very famous for. She loved the Keepall, but she wanted something that she could carry around every day. So they designed what is, in my opinion, the very most classic and well-loved handbags of all time. This is the size 30, and I have mine in the Damier Ebene, and then I have mine in the Azure too. This is the size 25. However, I would say the very most classic is the monogram. It does now retail for around $1,400, totally depending on the size and the canvas or the leather that you want. There are so many variations of this bag because, again, it is like the most classic and iconic bag in my opinion, like of history. Almost all Louis Vuitton handbags have a wonderful resale value, but I would argue that the Speedy is probably the best. You will always be able to resell this bag, and if it's in really good condition, you'll probably be able to get your money back. Moving right along to the next iconic Louis Vuitton handbag, which is the Neverfull. This bag has been around since 2007, so honestly, it hasn't even been around that long, but it's quickly become one of Louis Vuitton's best-selling bags. It's simple, it's clean, it's a very classic tote. It is unbelievably strong and durable. It's perfect for every day. It's perfect for traveling. It's perfect for work. This bag does start around $1,300. So, for a designer handbag, that is pretty good. Again, it totally depends on the size, the canvas and the leather, everything that you're going for. Not to mention, again, the resale value is amazing. There will always be somebody out there that will buy this bag from you. So if you don't like it for whatever reason, somebody is willing to take it off your hands. Number 7 is Christian Dior's Lady Dior. This bag was released in 1995, and it was nicknamed after Princess Diana because she loved it so much. She was seen wearing this bag and carrying this bag in so many different colors and different sizes. She just loved it. Many people would probably disagree with me choosing this bag to be on this list because the resale value is not as good as some of the other bags that are going to be on this list. However, in recent years, it has increased in value by 15%, which is a really big jump. And that is because it has increased in popularity. It's made a huge comeback in recent years. People are loving the classic design, the functionality of the bag, and that is why I don't think it's a bad idea to invest in this bag. Number 8 is the Loewe puzzle bag. If you are a real handbag connoisseur, then you know exactly what bag I am talking about. This was designed by Jonathan Anderson, and he really wanted to introduce a bag that was extremely useful but very soft and very pliable. I actually read somewhere that he felt like he was taking a big risk when he introduced this bag because at the time, the only really popular bags were very hard, very structured bag. And this one is so squishy, so comfortable. The leather I've heard is phenomenal. So as soon as I go to Vegas, like in a month, I am beelining to hopefully find a Loewe puzzle bag so that I can kind of get my hands on it and really feel it for myself. So I've decided to include it on this list because I do think it's a wonderful investment, because this is a bag that it's not just going to sit on your shelf. You're going to use it, and that makes it worth it. Number 9 is Givenchy's Antigone. Some people say Antigone. But this bag is fairly new as well, and it was first introduced by Givenchy in the fall-winter 2011 collection. But it's quickly become a bestseller and a very well-loved bag. It's clean, it's simple, it's practical. It fits so much stuff. Like when they say it fits everything in the kitchen sink, like that is true. It fits your laptop, your wallet, your work essentials, an umbrella, a lot. But it's also very versatile in the fact that you can wear it top handle, but you can also wear it over your shoulder because it comes with a long strap. It does retail between around $2,300, $2,400. But the reason I think it is worth the investment if you love it is because of the classic and timeless style. I could see a woman in her 20s, her 30s, her 40s, maybe even your grandmother wearing and loving this bag. It's not going out of style, and it is loved by so many. Number 10 is Stella McCartney's Falabella. This debuted in 2009 and ranges between around $700 to $1,000. Now, the reason that I wanted to include this bag on this list is actually for a different reason. Stella McCartney is very eco-friendly. She's actually the daughter of Paul McCartney. Love the Beatles. I am such a huge Beatles fan, so I just love her regardless. But she is extremely animal friendly. That is such a passion of hers. So none of the bags, like 0 bags, are made from anything regarding animals. Like the leather, it's all synthetic, actually. There's no PVC in them, but it's all synthetic leather. Many would argue that, oh my gosh, like this isn't even a leather bag. Why would I spend hundreds of dollars on this bag? But the reason I personally think, it is a good investment is because it's very recognizable, yet somehow it is still understated, and it's actually not really copied that much out there either. I don't personally have it myself, but I love the bag. I love the design. I've tried it on a million times. I really might get one in the future. I'm not really sure, but I do think it's worth the investment for anybody out there that really does appreciate the brand's dedication to animal friendliness. Number 11 is the Gucci Dionysus. This bag was inspired by the myth and legend Dionysus, and it was designed by Gucci's brand new creative director. Guess he's not quite brand new anymore, but he has been insanely successful, and that would be Alessandro Michele. He has brought such amazing design and success to this brand, like it blows my mind. But this bag to me is just an amazing investment because not only does it reflect the old Gucci, but it also reflects the new Gucci. It's just a mix between both worlds, and it's just done so beautifully. Because of the extreme popularity of this bag, there are so many different colors and variations. I personally have the wallet on chain, and as you can see here, this emblem right here is where you can tell that it is a Dionysus bag. And because there are so many different variations, the retail price just is all over the map. But because this bag does mix the old Gucci with the new Gucci, that is why I do think it will withstand the test of time and be a wonderful investment. Number 12 is Saint Laurent's Sac de Jour. This classic and modern handbag was released in 2013, but honestly, it's quickly become a very iconic handbag. Sac de Jour actually translates to bag of the day, and many people compare this bag to the Hermes Birkin. I personally think the Sac de Jour is much easier to get things in and out of, not to mention there's about a $10,000 price difference. A brand new Sac de Jour is about $2,000, making it a more affordable should not be in this video at all. But regardless, it's beautiful, it's practical, and it's usable. Number 13 is the Chloe Drew. Now for this particular bag, I seriously went back and forth between 3 different bags because I do think a Chloe bag deserves to be on this list. So there's the Chloe Drew, the Chloe Nile, and the Chloe Faye. And I decided to go with the Chloe Drew because I feel like this bag is just copied over and over and over again. So many people love it. Chloe They actually just recently released a newer and updated version of the bag, so they kind of copied themselves. The style is so loved, it's so sought after, and because of that, I think it's a great investment if you love it. Number 14 is the Celine box bag. When people think of Celine, they often think of the Celine luggage tote, but that's not what I'm gonna be talking about today. That one is very popular, but I personally think the best investment would be the Celine box bag. Every single day, the value of this bag is on the rise. It continually increases. This is such a clean, it's a classic, it's a very minimalist bag actually. There's no frills, there's no logos, it's just very simple. The one on the market today is actually an updated version of the original box bag that was available in the 1970s. The bag today is very pricey. It's over $4,000, but the reason I do think it's a decent investment is because people are continually willing to pay for this bag. And to further prove my point, if you were to try to buy this bag pre-loved, the price is almost just as much, which again, if you do love this bag, it might be worth your investment. Finally, we are on to number 15, which is the Fendi Peekaboo. Many people would really argue with me that this is not a good investment. And actually, I might agree with them. If you're gonna buy this brand new, I'm not sure it is the best investment. I should have taken my own advice because I did buy this bag brand new and I kind of regret it, even though I love this bag. It is called a Fendi Peekaboo because the inside kind of peeks open through time and reveals the beautiful inside color. Sometimes there are very crazy colors. I went a little more classic with the black pebbled leather with a beautiful like camel color brown. This bag retails for over $5,000. I did not pay that much because I did get it before the insane price increase. Regardless though, it is definitely a classic bag. It was released in 2009 and I would say it kind of peaked in popularity in 2014, and ever since then it has just been off the charts in popularity. But the reason I don't think it's trendy is because it is so practical, it's so chic, it's so functional. And because of that, it's not going out of style. And that is why they are continually able to raise the prices, and they're big price increases and people are still buying them. So for this particular bag, I do think it is worth your investment, but I strongly suggest to try to find it on the pre-loved market. I love Fashionphile. I'm going to link a lot of bags from Fashionphile down below. They have amazing prices on there. So as the price tag continually rises, your investment and your enjoyment in the bag will be worth it. So that does it for this video. I really hope you enjoyed the top 15 best designer handbags that are worth the investment. Please give this video a thumbs up if you liked it, and be sure to include down below what bag you think would be worth your investment, because there are so many others. I really wanted to do kind of like a top 10. I couldn't narrow it down to top 10, so I decided to go with 15, but honestly, there's probably like 15, 20 other bags that I wanted to talk about for this video. So I'm curious what you guys think would also be a great option. So thank you guys so much for watching. Be sure to subscribe if you haven't already, but otherwise I will see you very soon in my next video. Bye. I've been loving everything you